and then taking it to the slideshow, and then hopefully you can hear me.
Got my volume. I turned it down because go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
That looks good.
And
now it's going to the slideshow.
okay. All right, I'm going to paste it now, and then I'm just going to give it a minute for people to join.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's
Do it. I'm going to, all right, I think we're going to just hang up, and then we can text as needed.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe go ahead and text Courtney to make sure.
So she can get on?
Yeah, just tell her to go to the Facebook event page.
Okay.
And I just posted the link.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Maybe go ahead and text Courtney to make sure.
So she can get on?
Yeah, just tell her to go to the Facebook event page.
Okay.
And I just posted the link.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I think we're gonna get started. I'm gonna give a little intro while I wait to hear from the other hosts on whether or not they can hear me. I haven't done this before, so sorry if it's a little glitchy. And we do have a Facebook event for this webinar, and that is where I'm going to be taking questions. So if you are on the part of the Facebook event, you can type there. Type your questions as I go along, and then when I reach the end of this presentation, I will be going over as many questions as we have time for. So anyways, my name is Jordan Baker, and I am a doTERRA Essential Oils, what they call a wellness advocate. And what that means is I use the oils, and I also have the opportunity to share with others about them. And I've been doing this for almost 2 years. I should say I've been using the oils for almost 2 years. I've been sharing about them for about 10 months. And basically what happened is I used them for about 9 months, and I never, ever, ever wanted to sell or try to, build a business. And what happened is I loved the oils so much and was just using them multiple times throughout my day and having great successes. And next thing you know, you're kind of telling your friends and family what you love about them and how you're using them. And then before I knew it, people were asking me to teach them classes and explain more. And so now that is what I do. And yeah, it's really fun. I love it. I love teaching people about alternatives for their health and wellness. And I've kind of always been on the alternative path. I guess you could call me crunchy or a hippie, because I tend to like to go against the mainstream and find alternative solutions for things. So like in my family, we really didn't use a lot of medications or pharmaceutical drugs when issues arose. Of course, if it was an emergency, I would definitely do that. But just in day-to-day life, I really didn't use much of at all. I didn't use aspirin or Tylenol or any of those things. And so finding essential oils was really the perfect fit for my family, because it gave me something to use and kind of filled in the gap of, giving me options when things arise in our day-to-day lives. So I'm just going to start with some basics. The first question would be, what is an essential oil? And an essential oil comes from plants. They can be found in all types of plants, flowers, shrubs, grasses, trees, and they are what they call the lifeblood of a plant. So these little sacs of oil that are found on the different parts of these different plants have powerful different chemical components and chemical constituents that give them, that are just make each oil has different benefits and different uses and different components for the way they affect our different body systems. And one thing that I found very interesting as I've been learning about essential oils is that most pharmaceutical drugs, a very high percentage of pharmaceutical drugs, are based off trying to replicate things found in nature. So, for instance, they will take a known plant that has healing benefits or properties, and such as, say, peppermint, that is settling for the stomach, and they will try and reproduce those particular chemical constituents synthetically in a lab. So they're taking what they know works in nature, and then they're reproducing it in a synthetic or a chemical way. And the reason they do this are probably lots of reasons, but one would be you can't patent plants or nature, so obviously there would be no money in that for these big companies, and probably also it's cheaper to make things up in a lab. But the problem there that we can all see in our healthcare crisis in America is that all of these pharmaceutical drugs have many, many negative side effects. And so everyone is using these drugs and it's affecting their health negatively. And so we can use oils, which are the real thing that come from the plants found in nature, and they are not only effective, but they are safe. And they're not only safe, they actually better our health and improve our health. The next question would be, how do we use essential oils? There are three primary ways that we use them. And the first would be aromatic. A lot of you have probably heard of aromatherapy, which is using the different scents of oils to maybe enhance your mood, or you've probably heard that lavender at bedtime can help you calm down and relax. And so that would be aromatic use. We use it by using a diffuser. So a diffuser, we'll get to that later in the presentation, but a diffuser is a little machine where you can pour water in and then say about 6 drops of essential oil. And it uses a special technology where it disperses the oil into the air. And then not only is it scenting your home with a really beautiful scent, but it's of course non-toxic. It's not made of chemicals. It's made of natural plant matter. So it is not harmful to you at all. And then not only that, but these oils have the therapeutic or medicinal benefits. So yes, you can diffuse lavender and it will smell beautiful, but it also will give you the therapeutic and medicinal benefits where it's going to be calming. It's going to reach those, neurotransmitters in your brain that are the receptor sites for relaxation and calming, and it's going to affect your body systems in a positive way. And another one, this was probably one thing that first attracted me to essential oils, was I heard about On Guard. And I heard about how On Guard is a protective blend, how it kills germs, how it boosts our immune systems and can fight viruses. And so to me, the idea of diffusing On Guard in your home, and it's literally killing pathogens and bacteria that are in the air and on your surfaces, and you don't even have to do anything, you just have to turn your diffuser on. I was pretty amazed by that and excited, and now I absolutely diffuse On Guard every time we have a play date or people over to the house, just to try and keep that air purified and clean. And you can also, you don't have to have a diffuser to use them aromatically. You can simply just drop an oil into your palms of your hands and then cup your hands over your nose and inhale deeply. And that is, a very simple way to get those aromatic benefits. Another creative way is putting an oil on a tissue and taping it to a fan or a heat vent in your house. It may not be quite as effective as the technology of a diffuser, but it's still a great way to get that scent into your house. And the second use would be topical. So that is, obviously using it on your skin, on your body. And you can do that in different ways. One would be just applying it to the actual local site where you're having an issue. So for instance, if you have pain or some sort of injury, muscle soreness, you would actually apply the oil to that area where it is hurting to get the therapeutic benefits and to find relief. And if you have a stomachache or indigestion, you can rub, there's a blend called Digestin, and you would actually rub that over your stomach where you're having the discomfort. You could also rub Digestin over your throat and your upper chest area if you're having heartburn. So that would be some of the ways that you use them in the local area that you're having an issue. And then another way that is very common is to just put them on your feet bottoms. And the reason we would put them on the bottom of our feet is because our feet have very large pores, and so they absorb things quickly. So when we apply essential oil to our feet, it's entering our bloodstream immediately. It enters your bloodstream within 20 seconds after application, and it reaches every cell in your body in 20 minutes. So another reason I like using the bottoms of the feet as a place for your application is because the skin on the bottom of our feet is very tough. It's not sensitive. So you're not going to feel any sensitivity or burning if you're using a stronger oil. And that, again, is a great place to apply the oils on your children. Again, their feet are not going to be as sensitive. And another reason I like to use the feet on children is because you can cover up their feet with socks right after you apply the oil. And this is helpful because you don't want them then touching the oil and potentially getting it on their fingers, and then they could rub their eye. So it's just, in general, a great place to apply the oils in for safety reasons and even effectiveness. So for instance, I apply oils to my feet at night, right before bed. I have some different blends that I like to use for sleep and calming, and so the feet would be where I would apply an oil in that particular situation. And okay, moving on, we'll go to internal use. And internal use is definitely specific to doTERRA essential oils, and we will cover that reason in the next slide. But you definitely do not want to ingest any of the oils that you're finding at your health food store or your, just grocery store. Those are not going to be a high enough quality to be ingested or even to be beneficial or therapeutic. But some reasons you would use them internally would be just to address different issues. I talked about applying the Digestin on your stomach for, digestive issues. You could also just put the Digestin in your mouth. So I personally put a drop under my tongue, and then I wash it down with a drink of water. And it's just kind of a different delivery method. There's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to use the oils. For most people, it becomes a matter of just trial and error and seeing what works best for them. Also, as it says on the slide, you would use them for targeted wellness. And again, that would be if you were kind of trying to reach a certain specific issue. One thing that's very popular with oil users is if you are getting sick or fighting a cold or a virus, it's really beneficial to take the oils internally to get into your system, and it can go to work against those viruses. So for instance, we make something called a flu bomb, and you would take an empty gel capsule and you would drop a couple drops of oil into it. I usually do a blend of, say, a drop of On Guard, a drop of oregano, a drop of lemon, and a drop of melaleuca. And then you would close up that gel capsule and just swallow it. And the only reason for using the gel capsule is if you don't want to taste the oils. So if you're fine with tasting them, you can just take it in a shot glass of water. But yeah, internal use is very helpful, very effective. And then another way to use them internally is cooking. And this is not something everyone does, and it did take me a while to get used to it, but I now use the oils in my kitchen, I would say several times a day. You know, from putting a drop of rosemary in my scrambled eggs to lemon or wild orange or grapefruit in my drinking water, which not to mention also has detoxification benefits. I like to put a drop of peppermint or cinnamon in all the yummy drinks that I like to make, like hot chocolate or a latte or, you know, any type of protein shake. You can just add some different flavors in there, and it adds such an awesome flavor with one tiny drop. And then again, you're still getting those therapeutic benefits as you consume that. So lots of options there, and we're going to move on for now. And as I mentioned, the internal use is definitely specific to doTERRA. The reason I feel not only safe but very confident in taking their oils internally is because they use a much higher standard for their practices than really anyone that I've heard of. This last September, so last month, I got to go to Salt Lake City for their annual worldwide convention, and it was 3 days, 3 full days of learning. And the thing that I was most excited about and that I appreciated the most was just getting to hear more about the company and how they operate and why they do things the way they do. They started doTERRA because they wanted to create a company that is sourcing and distilling and producing the best, most effective, and pure essential oils in the world. And I truly believe they do that. They use a label called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And one way to describe that would be not only are they organic, but they are beyond organic. So with their Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, they use third-party testing on every batch of oil. They're testing for multiple things, but they are definitely sure that the oil is pure, that there are no fillers, no synthetic additions. They're also testing to make sure that there are no pesticide residues or plant matter that shouldn't be in there. So they are getting a very pure, very high quality product. And the other thing that they do with their growing practices is they source from where the plant grows indigenously in the world. So yes, we have lavender fields here in the United States, even in Washington, where I live, but lavender originated in France. And so doTERRA sources their lavender from the high altitudes of France where it originated. And to me, I really value that because you know that the plant it's grown in the most optimal conditions. It's the right altitude, it's the right temperature and climate, and it's these generations of farmers who have been, you know, throughout their family history, they've been cultivating these different crops. And so they really are an expert at what they do, and they take pride in what they do. And doTERRA seeks out these farmers who are growing the best and who are taking pride in their work. And that is who doTERRA chooses to partner with because they want to sell the best. And, you know, yes, you could probably go to your local farmer's market and you could find a farmer who is selling organic, pure lavender essential oil that they harvested and made themselves. And I would have no doubt that it's pure and that it's organic and probably has nothing added to it. But you're not going to get that potency and that effectiveness and that therapeutic quality unless you're dealing with, you know, the best and the people who know what they're growing for. Each essential oil has up to 100 different chemical constituents. And so doTERRA is also measuring to make sure that each of those separate strains within the oil are at the optimal level that they should be to make them effective. And so, you know, our lavender is not only pure, not only organic, but it's extremely potent and effective and very therapeutic. And that is why these oils are changing people's lives, because the therapeutic quality is there and they work. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go through the 10 oils that are the most popular and most used. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. All of these photos and slides will be saved, and anyone can get them if you want them, so don't panic about taking notes or trying to copy everything down. On Guard is, I put it first because it's probably my most used oil. You'll see in the lower left corner, I added that little box with the blue outline, and that was a text that my husband sent me today from work. And he said, I need 2 bottles of On Guard Stat. Did you order more? And that just made me laugh because he's to the point now where he really relies on Guard to keep him healthy. You know that feeling when you're getting just kind of that tingle or that itch at just the start of a sore throat, and you're just thinking, oh crap, I'm going to get sick. I can feel it coming. And so what we do in our house, when we have that feeling, we just start taking On Guard. And what I do is I just take a drop under my tongue and then I wash it down with water. And so my husband keeps a bottle in his truck and at his work as well. And of course we have it at home. But it just made me chuckle that he didn't want to be without it. Because yes, we've definitely come to depend on it. And in the winter, cold and flu season, I don't wait until I feel something coming on. I just take it every day religiously to keep my immune system boosted. On Guard is made of a blend of cinnamon, clove, wild orange, rosemary, and eucalyptus. And all of those oils have very high antiviral properties, cleansing, detoxing properties. They're just very beneficial and powerful for our immune systems. And next is Breathe. Breathe is the respiratory blend. It literally opens your airways and helps get oxygen into your cells. It's great if you have any type of congestion, sinus issues. People like to apply it to their chest, you know, where you have that chest congestion, or to diffuse it in your room at night if you're congested. Very helpful for, again, sinus issues, any type of respiratory. Lots of, you know, I hear lots of testimonials of people with asthma issues, allergy issues, who are able to either replace or cut down some of the medications they've been dependent on and just replace it with Breathe. So it's definitely one of the very popular and well-used oils. Next is DigestZen. We already talked about using it for digestive support. Another way I like to use it is, well, we pretty much don't eat out very much in our family. I do a lot of cooking at home. And so I kind of make everything homemade, which leads me to hurting when we go out to eat. It just doesn't usually settle well with me. So I finally figured out if I'm going to eat a meal that I think might not make me feel the best, I take my Digestin and I take a drop before I eat, I take a drop while I'm eating, I take a drop after I'm done, and that really, really helps me prevent and alleviate any issues that might come up. Digestin has so many uses. I've heard of lots of things with babies using it on their feet for constipation issues, colic. There's the opportunities are just endless. My brother had major heartburn and acid reflux issues for 5 years, and he was reliant on a pill that he had to take every day for his heartburn. And in the last few months, we've been able to help him slowly wean off that medication, and he's just replaced it with the Digestin. So that's been pretty amazing. Frankincense is the very special, it's an expensive oil, and that's because it's very precious, and it has so many uses. As you can see on this slide, the last line says, "When in doubt, use frankincense," and I would agree with that. I love frankincense because it's a very mild oil. It doesn't need to be diluted, meaning that it's very gentle and will not disrupt, hurt your skin at all. I've never heard of it causing sensitivities for anyone. But it has amazing anti-aging properties. It's great for headaches, pain, inflammation. A lot of people with chronic pain issues rely on their daily frankincense, so taking a drop or two per day under the tongue. It's great for wound care, first aid care. It truly can be used for anything and everything. And it's one that I don't like to ever be without. Deep Blue is the soothing blend for muscle pain and joint support. A lot of people with chronic pain are also hooked on Deep Blue, and this would be one that you pretty much only ever apply topically. So it's just meant to be applied to the area that you are having an issue. So wherever you're sore, wherever you have pain, I've seen it used in first aid care, and it helps things heal up beautifully. And just applying to sore muscles or any areas of deep inflammation or pain are just very soothing and very helpful. And especially as you use it consistently, you'll really start to see those benefits come through. Lemon is a favorite. It's detoxifying, so it's a great one to just drink daily in your water. Just add a drop to your glass of water a few times throughout the day. It helps remove the toxins that our bodies store up and helps those get flushed out. It's wonderful for cleaning because it sanitizes things, and it also cuts through grease, buildup. People use it to remove gum I've used it to remove Sharpie, permanent marker from a surface. I've used it to remove stains, and it's pretty incredible. It's only a $10 oil, which is awesome because you use it so much, and everybody loves lemon. And it's also a great one to diffuse. It's great to combine with other oils, maybe like lavender or peppermint, and it just has a really beautiful scent. Peppermint is one of my probably top 3 favorites. It's one I always carry with me. I love the smell, and I love to just literally put a drop in my mouth. And so I'll put a drop under my tongue, and then I'll take a swig of water, and I'll kind of swish it around my mouth. And it's like an instant breath freshener, and it's also very invigorating. Peppermint kind of energizes you if you have that fatigue or midday slump, and then you use a drop. It just kind of perks you right back up and shakes off that fatigue. So I love to use peppermint multiple times a day, and I love using it in the diffuser. Melaleuca, as it says on the slide, first aid for the skin. It's wonderful for any type of skin issues, rashes. It's very high in the antifungal properties, so any type of fungus, you know, toe fungus, any type of candida issues, yeast issues. It's great in your shampoo for dry scalp, or like for babies when they get cradle cap. I use that on my little guy. Just added it into a shampoo, and within like 3 days his cradle cap was gone. So definitely a must for your medicine cabinet. Lavender is probably the one essential oil that everyone has heard about, and I was never really a big lavender fan, just as far as the scent goes, until I smelled doTERRA's lavender, and it was really shocking. I was like, oh, this is how lavender is supposed to smell when it's directly from the plant and not synthetic at all. It's a completely different smell. It is very calming. Another great oil for kids because it's so mild and gentle. You know, if my kids get a boo-boo or an owie, I always just put a drop of lavender on, and I don't know if it just always helps them feel better and helps take the pain away. And it's just a nice gentle oil that I feel really safe using on my kids. And oregano is the last oil that we're covering. This is, I kind of consider oregano to be like an antibiotic, or nature's antibiotic. It'll pretty much kill anything. So that's definitely one I take if I'm combating a virus, or, you know, trying to stay healthy. It's also really, really amazing for cleansing and your GI tract. We have a product called GX Assist, which is largely made up of oregano, and it's a cleanse you can do that it's a candida cleanse, basically. It can also be used for other things, but most of the people that I help were using it as a candida cleanse, and it'll just kill off that extra yeast that is in our bodies, and yeast can cause so many issues. And so doing those oregano candida cleanses, just even if you don't think you have a problem, just to do one a couple times a year for kind of health and maintenance is really beneficial. You do want to follow up your oregano use with like a probiotic, because when you do use oregano, it's so powerful that it's going to kill the bad bacteria and some of the good as well. So it's kind of just giving you a clean slate. So I always like to replenish my gut with probiotics and probiotic fermented foods and drinks to help bring that into a better balance. Essential oil safety, just a couple quick things. Again, as I said, I love the oils because they're very gentle, they're very safe. The main thing you need to be aware of is that some of them are caustic, which means hot, or, you know, very strong. So some of the hotter oils would be cinnamon, oregano, clove, lemongrass, and those oils are going to probably burn your skin if you put it on your skin undiluted. So especially with kids, you need to pay attention to some of that and dilute more heavily. But yeah, that would be the main, I would say, safety learning curve, is just learning which oils are hotter, which oils you need to be a little more careful with your dilution, and just some general basics. You don't want to get them in your eyes, your ears, or your nose. If you do have an issue with burning or sensitivity, or you get it in your eye, you never use water to try to wash it away. You're going to want to apply like a vegetable oil. So olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, any of those, just apply to the affected area over and over and over, and it's going to help calm it down and take that sensitivity away. And here are just a few little clips snagged from my Instagram page, just to give kind of a glimpse of just a small percentage of the ways you can use your oils. Again, like I said, you know, those of us who are oil lovers, we are finding endless ways to use them multiple times throughout your day. And even if you don't, you know, start out there where you are using them daily, it's really just comforting and very helpful to simply have them on hand for when the need arises. You'll see the one square on the bottom row that says every home needs a family physician kit. And totally believe that, because you kind of never know what's going to happen. My husband was in a little accident this summer where he dove off a dock and hit his head on a rock. And thank God, you know, he didn't have any brain damage or spinal injuries, but he did have a pretty big open wound gash on his head. So we were in the ER and getting him stitched up, and it was like 11 p.m. and this was actually on the 4th of July. So 11 p.m. on the 4th of July. And we were in there for about 2 hours, and all the patients that were next to us in the triage area, literally, I want to say 5 out of the 6 patients that I heard come in and get seen were families of little kids, like 2-year-olds, and they were in there because their kid had an earache. And then another one was in there because their kid had, I think it was itchy eyes, and then another one was their kid was sick and didn't feel good. And it was just killing me. I'm like, I can give you Melaleuca and lavender for your kid's earache, and you wouldn't have to be in the ER at 11 p.m. on the 4th of July. And that's why I'm pretty passionate about just sharing these with the world. I want people to know about the alternatives, and I want people to have the power and the ability and the knowledge to just take control of your family's health and wellness. And it's pretty empowering and also very fun. The last thing I want to talk about is our Lifelong Vitality supplements. This is actually doTERRA's #1 selling product. It's this trio of, you know, you might call it a daily vitamin, but these are incredible for many different things. Again, it's the #1 selling product, which tells you that most people who try them continue buying them because they see such a dramatic change in their health. These are some of the things that they kind of target. It's just for your overall wellness, so increases your energy, reduces inflammation, which helps chronic pain. They boost your immune system. They help a lot with sleep. They help a lot with mood, anxiety, depression, mental energy, mental clarity. When I was at convention last month, I got to listen to a talk by a lady. She's a midwife, and she recently spent several months over in London conducting an official scientific trial with people with depression and anxiety issues with these Lifelong Vitality supplements. And I haven't yet I've only heard the talk, so I haven't yet seen the actual data, otherwise I'd be sharing it here. But she was sharing with us how they had incredible results with these people with anxiety and depression, and a very high percentage of them saw a huge change in their mental health and wellness. And I know for myself, I almost feel like I crave these. I've always had a hard time remembering to take pills daily, but I really don't forget with these because they just feel important and I really feel like I need them and want them. Here's a little more about the ingredient highlights and kind of what they're used for. So they have lots of cellular, properties, cellular regeneration, obviously lots of nutrients, vitamins. The EO Omega in the middle there is an actual gel capsule, and so that one actually contains some of the essential oils in it, including frankincense. And to me, frankincense is the one oil everyone needs every day. So, that alone for me is a great reason to take these and get them in me every single day. And one of the reasons I want to talk about these is because there is a special happening for the month of October. Obviously, it's October 29th, so we only have 2 days left for this special. And what it would be, they call it Enroll in Life. And what it means is you place your enrollment order this month in October. And an enrollment order could be any of the starter kits. And so this little graphic I have here, I shared on my Instagram. This was to give what I hope is a very clear and direct visual of what it would look like to take advantage of this offer. So first you have your enrollment order, which needs to be placed in October. And the cheapest enrollment kit is the Family Physician Kit, which we just talked about the 10 oils. It also comes with an 11th oil, which is Slim and Sassy. But the Family Physician Kit is $150. And so I'm showing you here the price of tax and shipping included so that you know exactly what to expect if you're going to purchase the Family Physician Kit. And then the second part of this Lifelong Vitality offer is that in November, you're going to place a $100 loyalty order. And the Loyalty Rewards program, we'll talk a little bit more in a minute, but it's simply the most cost-effective way to order your oils. You earn rewards points on them, and you can earn free products. But so this particular deal requires you to enroll in October and then place a $100 November order. So in this diagram, I have just an example of what would be $100 and what I would recommend kind of as we're going into the cold and flu, winter season. And so I have the On Guard beadlets, which are tiny little beadlets of On Guard that you can take or give to your kids. The On Guard Plus soft gel capsules, which I love for combating colds, flus, viruses. Arbor Vitae, which is a new oil. It comes from the big cedar trees that they call the Tree of Life. It's a very powerful, awesome oil. Wild Orange is one that I love to add with On Guard in, like I call it a tea. So you take a teaspoon of honey and you add a little drop of On Guard and wild orange and lemon and stir it into your hot water, and it's delicious and it is very soothing for your throat, and then you're also getting all those antiviral benefits at the same time. And then a second bottle of On Guard there because you're going to want it. So that's just an example of what the $100 order would look like. Obviously, you can pick whatever items you want. And then, so if you do those two things, you are going to get the Lifelong Vitality pack will ship with your November order, and that will be included for free. So that's a pretty exciting offer, and it's definitely one I want people to know about and hear about. Going into the kits really quickly, I'm going to just highlight 3 kits. There are more options than this, but these are the 3 that I see purchased most often. So the first would be the Family Physician, which again, those are the 10 oils we already went over, plus Slim and Sassy. It's $150 and it gives you a savings of $34.50. And these 10 oils are going to be the 5 milliliter size. So they're the smaller bottles. And from here we go to the Home Essentials Kit, which was recently revamped, and it's pretty exciting because it now has a full-size frankincense, and it also now comes with a diffuser. So the Home Essentials Kit is those same 10 oils, but 9 of them are full-size, which is 15 milliliters. And so you're getting triple the oil. The Family Physician Kit had 5 milliliter bottles, and the Home Essentials Kit has 15 milliliter bottles. So triple plus a diffuser, and it's only $125 more. So obviously a better savings, an awesome deal, and it's a really great kit to start with. And next is the Natural Solutions Kit. And this, as you can see, is going to give you a really great start to your collection. You're going to get those oils again, and a nice little box to store your oils in. You're going to get the fractionated coconut oil, which we use to dilute our oils with. You're going to get the On Guard toothpaste, the Aromalight diffuser, the On Guard foaming hand wash. You're going to get the Lifelong Vitality supplements. So if you did this deal where you also placed a loyalty order in November, you would end up with a second batch of the Lifelong Vitality supplements. So obviously, the bigger the kit you buy, the more savings you get. So those were the 3 kits I wanted to highlight. And I'm now going to just show, if you're not a doTERRA customer yet, if you don't have your Wellness Advocate membership, I'm going to kind of go over how you can join. This is how you would join under me. If someone else invited you to this webinar, just ask them for their information, and they will, give you their personal link for how you could join with them. But if you want to join with me, my web address is mydoterra.com/Jordan Baker. And you would simply go there. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you can see the purple join. You would click on join, and it would take you here. And you're going to select on the right-hand side that little box. You're going to click on try the new enrollment process, simply because it's much easier to understand. It's a much better process. So you're going to go click on that, and it'll take you here. You're going to choose your language and your country, and then you'll go here. And as you can see, there's 2 boxes. There's wholesale prices and preferred member prices. And your wholesale pricing is already selected. Keep that one selected and click the yellow continue button. And then next is this, and this is where you will fill out your personal information, and yeah, it's all pretty self-explanatory here. And as you can see, I pointed to the enroller ID number. If you go through my website, that should already be filled in. If for some reason it's not, then go ahead and type in my ID, which is 326752. Again, if you're enrolling with someone else, their number is going to be different. And after this personal information page, it'll take you to the next page. I can't get there and show you what it looks like. It wouldn't let me go any further than this without actually, enrolling and entering my information. And since I already am enrolled, it showed me as a duplicate number. So it wouldn't let me go any further, but the second page is where you're going to choose your kit. So it'll give you a spot to choose your enrollment kit. And then there's a section below where you can add items if there's anything you want to add on to your kit. And then after you enter all of that and your payment info, then it'll check you out and it'll process everything. You'll be enrolled, and then a window to join the loyalty program will pop up. This is optional. But if you're wanting to take advantage of our October special, you are going to want to go ahead and fill in your November loyalty order. So you're going to enter 100 PV, which means product value. You're going to enter 100 PV worth of items that you want in November. You're going to pick a date, and that would be your shipping date and your process date for November. Now, any of that you are entering is going to be editable later on. So you will be able to log in to your account, say, the items you put in that you think you want for November. If you change your mind or you want to add something, all of that is changeable. So just think of it more as a template or a wish list of what you think you're going to get. And also with that shipping date, that will be changeable as well. And so you're going to want to input that 100 PV worth of items for November, and that will have you totally set and qualified to earn that Lifelong Vitality for free, and you will be good to go. And I'm just going to I'm going to try putting this to full screen, see if it works. I'm just going to leave this up while I go to the Facebook event page just to see if anyone had questions, thoughts, and we're just going to give people a chance to kind of type in some questions. Also on the YouTube page, there's the comment section. So you could also comment there if you're not part of the Facebook event. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it there for now. We're gonna leave this up. It will be recorded, and this link for the presentation will be shareable. So you'll be able to have the link, share the link, use the link again. And I have one last slide I want to put up, just that I'm going to leave up. It's a little bit more about the Loyalty Rewards program, and then my information if you need to get a hold of me, if you have questions. And then I wanted to share the everythingessential.me website, because it's a really wonderful resource. If there's a particular issue or ailment in your life or your family's life that you want to learn more about, you can go to everythingessential.me and you can search asthma or allergies or acid reflux or whatever it is you have in mind, and it will give you ideas and testimonials on how people are using essential oils to help that issue. So thanks for listening, and I look forward to some questions on the Facebook page. I'm going to go ahead and add the Facebook event page link here on the YouTube page. So if you can see that comment, you'll be able to go there and join our event if you want to talk more in the comments.